There's been quite a rolling story going on in digital media over the last week that I haven't had a chance to get to yet. So this is sort of to catch you up on old news, but still news worth being aware of. First, BuzzFeed acquired Verizon Media's HuffPost in a stock deal, part of a larger agreement to syndicate content on each other's platforms. Quoting the Wall Street Journal, new media companies like BuzzFeed and HuffPost were growing at breakneck speed a few years ago as online readers flocked to fast-paced delivery of news, lifestyle, and entertainment content, and advertising dollars followed. The business became more challenging as tech goliaths Facebook and Alphabet's Google sucked up digital ad dollars. The coronavirus pandemic delivered yet another blow this year. While some publishers have found success developing revenue from subscriptions and e-commerce, many players in the sector have pursued mergers to chart a path forward. Last year, Vice Media acquired Refinery 29, Vox Media acquired New York Media, and Group 9 Media acquired Pop Sugar. BuzzFeed has explored other possible acquisitions, according to people familiar with the matter. BuzzFeed expects to turn an operating profit this year for the first time in years, Mr. Peretti said in an interview. The company has saved money through layoffs, furloughs, and other cuts, end quote. Yes, full circle for Jonah Peretti, who helped launch the Huffington Post back before he jumped ship from there to found BuzzFeed. But also, in the last few months, another big digital media player, Vox, has seen some really big names leave that company, including Andrew Sullivan, Kara Swisher, who we all know and love, and now two of the actual founders of Vox, Ezra Klein and Matt Iglesias. What's interesting here is how it relates to some things we've been talking about, specifically the Substack phenomenon. Iglesias and Sullivan both decamped to Substack to start their own newsletter empires, joining Glenn Greenwald, who also left the publication he founded recently, to do something similar on Substack. Note also that another Vox founder, Lauren Williams, is leaving Vox to found a nonprofit news organization serving Black audiences. But Swisher and Klein were both poached to become columnists and podcasters for the New York Times. So that's an interesting story in its own right, because if you hadn't been noticing, the New York Times has been on a financial tear over the last few years. Digital subscriptions have paid off handsomely for the Gray Lady, and it seems they are opening up their checkbook now to literally buy up the talent that will continue that sort of growth. Might there someday only be a handful of players in the entire news space? I'm talking about news as a product. The Times certainly seems to be positioning itself for that sort of future, and certainly they're the best positioned to be that future if it does come to pass. Reminds me of the first column by Ben Smith, who was another one lured away from his position to the Times from BuzzFeed. In his debut column, Smith said that the New York Times has become, like Facebook or Google, a digital behemoth crowding out the competition. Link to that piece in the show notes.